All right, everybody. Welcome back, and I apologize as we took a week off, but we are back. It's time for another episode of the Quarterback to Center Exchange, brought to you by the Fieldhouse Network. This is episode number 14, my man. 14. That's about as many weeks as there are in the regular season, and we started about halfway through the regular season, so we're in January now, man. It's crazy that we're already here on this podcast and we're getting towards the end of the season, but we've arrived here.
Yeah. Crazy to think about. I just feel like it was yesterday when we were starting this, mid-October.
Yeah. Red River. Yeah.
I guess not to think it's not been crazy long ago, but it still has been at least a quarter of the year, right? So that's crazy.
This is month 5. So yeah.
We're moving in.
Crazy, man.
It's kind of nuts because it's coming to the end of something we started here, which is sad to see. But I think this is a good way to go, and a good way to do business right now. So it's cool. We still got one game left. This last
For all the
weekend was
marbles.
definitely, or last week, 2 weekends ago, whenever it was, the semis was definitely interesting. Miami, Ole Miss. I hate Miami a lot, but I'm glad Ole Miss didn't win. Just for the sole fact that they're the SEC, Texas and the SEC now. It just kind of means differently. I don't want another SEC team to win the chip while we're in there. And I don't think, has that happened yet?
No,
they haven't,
I mean, this is only year 2, and last year Ohio State won. So year 2 for us in the SEC.
So that's fine. Love that. Oregon, that is embarrassing.
Listen, man.
Terrible. Bro.
Listen, I know that's OU has had their fair share of, well, really just one blowout game, like one really bad blowout game to LSU. Oregon has been blown out in the playoff multiple times. So
bad.
I know, man. And they beat Texas Tech. Texas Tech didn't score on that team. So, like, it still shows you, like, even though parity, I feel like, is at an all-time high right now in college football, the top of the top are still the top of the top, you know? Yeah. Like, there's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
And like, that's still very evident.
Sig, bro. Indiana, I don't want to say I don't know what it is. I know that team's old. The team's super old, and that's probably playing a factor. Will this be the future, though?
I don't think it's like they're crazy old compared to Miami. Like I think somebody
Miami,
did that age.
Just as old too.
And that's been a huge conversation on Twitter. And like people are saying Indiana is cheating. I just think people are coping because of how quickly Indiana turned it around. Yeah, because we're over here sitting on like all the resources we have for the teams that we are. Indiana don't have the same resources. But yet they're playing for a national championship. OU hasn't played for a national championship since 2008. Texas played for one in 2009. Like, it sucks to see Indiana just roll up there and do that, man. Bro, it really does.
I thought it was gonna happen. I think I said it on the show last time. I think I might have picked Oregon. I don't remember, but I knew Indiana.
I picked Indiana
because Indiana has. Look,
I can tell you who you picked. Actually,
people can sit here and talk shit about Indiana and think they're cheating and all this other bullshit, but
they're not cheating.
We, like you said, we all have the same resources. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, who's to say that the guys that he recruited, they're not like they could. If they got a Texas offer back in the day, they're going to Texas. They got an Oklahoma offer, they're going to Oklahoma. It's not. He didn't recruit in like 5 stars and crazy freaking superstar players. That's what people don't get is like they might have some age on them, but they're not superstars. They weren't superstars anywhere else.
No, and what they did was they supplemented in the portal what they needed.
Yes.
A la Fernando Mendoza. And I'm sure I can't remember who else they picked up in the portal this last year coming into this year. I know they got that lineman from Notre Dame who was playing in back-to-back national championships. Hopefully he wins this one, I guess, because he lost with Notre Dame last year. That is kind of crazy to play for the national championship, lose, and then transfer to another team in the same state, and then they also played for the I keep hitting my mic. They played for the national championship the next year. So I mean, bro's had a pretty good college career. I'll give him that. I'll give him that, man. But
just nuts, bro. Anyone could have done this. I mean, Sig. Maybe this, as it says a lot about Sig. I
Sig's
do
him,
know
dude.
their practice schedule. I think also plays a very
Uh-huh.
valuable aspect of it. They only
Mm-hmm.
practice for 90 to 120 minutes a day, so an hour and a half to 2 hours. That is the best way to practice. And I know this is
Mm-hmm.
nothing, but when I was in high school, when I started as a water boy in elementary school, I watched how we practice the high school practice up until what I went through. The one thing I think made a difference was my junior year specifically. He changed how we practice. Everything was timed down to the T. It was all scripted differently than it ever had been. It had never been scripted like that. Everything from our practices to our walkthrough, our workouts, everything was scripted. But we only practice an hour and a half to 2 hours every single day. And when I seen Sig say this, like this is what we do, I was like, it makes total sense. All these guys are well rested compared to a lot of these big programs. You hear some of these stories of these guys in college practicing for 3, 4, 5 hours sometime back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
up until I'm assuming still, I'm assuming some schools are still, this is how we fucking practice. I think Sig is trying to shine a new light on not only just the development of them, but the sports science behind it. And
Mm-hmm.
like they're, like you said, they're Indiana. They don't have what Oregon has. They don't have what Texas has. They don't have what Alabama, Auburn, all these other SEC, OU don't. They don't have that. They just have their coaching staff and a little bit of support behind
Mm-hmm.
them, and it's
I'll tell you what though.
absolutely blossomed.
They have enough buy-in though, because I
Yeah.
was listening to, I don't know if it was an old Sig interview or what, but he was just talking about, or some people were talking about how like Sig isn't here at Indiana if they didn't have some kind of buy-in, like
Hmm.
from the higher ups. And I mean, they spent the money, they went out and got Mendoza, they were active in the portal. I mean, God, dude, who was the guy they went and got in the portal? They got like one of the best players. Let me double check this here. I should have had this pulled up already, but player rankings, transfer portal here. I mean, dude, they almost got Parker Livingstone. Oh, they got that wide receiver from Michigan, Nick Marsh,
Yeah,
I think
he's
is who it
good.
was. Oh, they also
Wait,
got the quarterback from TCU, Josh
yeah,
Hoover.
the furry.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, they got Nick Marsh. That guy's really good, man. So like they're spending, they've got money. They'll spend
Sure.
and they'll supplement where
Well,
they need, but they're also old.
you
They've got a
seen
lot
their
of
new
super
donor,
seniors.
right?
Yeah, Mark Cuban.
Yeah,
It's fucking,
dude.
it's crazy how like a billionaire could just be like, yeah, I'm gonna dump all this money. And I don't even think he went to Indiana, man. Like,
I think he might be from. I think he has some sort of ties. He would have to have some sort of ties, right, to make
you
that.
would
I'd
think, man,
assume
but like,
that's
but
crazy.
I've also heard you talk like if you were like a billionaire, you also would just buy a team and throw a lot of money
Yeah,
at it.
for sure. And if it's not that, I'm going back and I'm gonna make sure Afton High School is a dynasty. Then my sole purpose in life
He
is to become rich to do that. So
he went to the University of Pittsburgh. Oh no, okay, I apologize. After 1 year at Pittsburgh, he transferred to Indiana, where he graduated the
yeah,
Kelly School of Business in 1981 with a Bachelor of Science degree. I'm a casual. I didn't know that. Okay,
that's crazy. I
I did
just
not know
assumed
that.
he had to have some sort of ties. But did
Yeah,
you
dude,
see
that's
what that SMU
crazy.
guy, the SMU donor, his billionaire,
Mm-hmm.
he said, "Look, Cody's a friend of mine."
Texas money.
He
Oh,
said he
Cody
said
Campbell.
yeah, he's talking about
Yeah.
Cody, and they were talking about, which is crazy. This is how you know you're a billionaire donor. He's doing a show from the locker room. Okay, you know what I mean.
What
He's
are they gonna
doing
say
his
to him? You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You're gonna take away
Yeah.
your money, like the money you
Uh
give
huh.
us. But he was saying, look, my friend Cody. He said, I've seen what it does. I've seen what it can do. And he said, my good friend Cody, look, and he went like this. He's a billionaire. He hesitated. He was calling Cody broke, bro. He said, look, Cody, you're going up against Phil Knight, Nike money. So I've been
Dude,
in this
Phil
oil
Knight.
business a
Yeah.
long time. He said, there's one
Yeah.
thing I've learned. And then he was like, look, he was like hesitant again on the billionaire part. And I'm like, dude, why is he shading Cody? I love it though. But I mean, like you said, I mean, why would you not, dude? Why would you not? The only thing is I'm a
Yeah.
fan of Texas, and Texas has all the money in the world, so my money wouldn't really make a difference. I'll get a seat named after me. That's about it.
You could. I mean, you could if you wanted to. Maybe I don't know. Get
Yeah,
your
but
name thrown on. Yeah, I don't know where you can get it
they're
thrown
gonna make
on.
me pay 15 million to have forever seats in the stadium that I still have to buy tickets to sit in.
At that
Crazy,
in that
but yeah,
ugly stadium. Yeah, I
it's a
know.
really pretty stadium. Actually, wait till they actually renovate it in like 5 or 10 years, if they ever do.
Didn't they
It's really
just
sick.
renovate it?
Not like for they've renovated like the
Like they just redid the
concession
stadium.
stands. No, they didn't like redo
And they did that whole
the.
area behind the end zone, man.
Yeah, that was
They
like a
got
while
that
back.
longhorn that looks like
No,
a
I
uterus,
know.
man.
No, it doesn't look like a longhorn for one. Okay, it's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
it
It's
looks
what
like
it
a
is.
uterus.
But yes, we done that. But that all I added was what every other school's doing now: suites and expensive ass tickets that no one can buy. Right.
Yep.
So that's all it's for.
Hey, OU's going to be doing that. They're going to be shrinking the capacity, and then that money's going to
Stupid,
be.
bro. I think it technically shrank our. Well, no, we didn't have anything there. I don't think actually. Think about it.
But anyways, that's
Yeah,
neither
whatever.
here nor there.
Yeah,
But
but nonetheless,
um,
good last week, I guess. Makes for an
yeah,
interesting matchup this
I
coming next
agree.
week.
I didn't really get to watch a lot of. I watched most of the first half of the Indiana Oregon game, and then thankfully I got to go call a high school basketball game, so I didn't have to watch that just dog shit game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that game was really over from the jump. I don't know how much of it you got to watch, but like first play of the game, Indiana got a pick six, which apparently that's like the third or fourth time they've done that this year, where they've gotten a pick six on like one of the first two plays of the game. But I saw a clip that was circulating this week. The very first play of the season, Indiana was playing Old Dominion, and Old Dominion had like a 75-yard touchdown on the
Yeah,
very
the
first play.
quarterback.
And they only won by 13, dude, Indiana. So it's crazy that they're playing for the Natty now.
Did you see what the it was probably just some stupid like tweet about it, but did you see what they said why that happened? It says when you play a school, when your school when you can't figure out what a team's running because they
Mm-hmm.
can't afford the technology that you normally hack to see what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the clip of that kid running that long touchdown highlights of the game, and only
Yeah,
losing by 2 touchdowns. Not to say it
man.
couldn't be done. What if they are?
I don't know, man. I don't know. What?
Hey, dog, I mean, look, if you're sick, you got enough money. How funny would it be for you to pay some freaking nerd to sit in the crowd and just hack things all day to where you know what's going on? 'Cause you could do that and probably get away with it. No one's gonna think someone's in the computer. Oh yeah, coach, you're running it left.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Conspiracies are more your thing, so I don't know. I
Sports
mean, I guess they could.
conspiracies.
Yeah, we're not even going to go down that road, though. I know that wasn't the first game. That was the Friday game. We could talk about that game because that was the most interesting game, the Miami Ole Miss game, other than like the Ole Miss played two really good college football playoff games. I don't know which one is better, their game against Georgia or their game against Miami. I mean, if you ask an Ole Miss fan, they'll say the one against Georgia because they won that game. So, but man, that was a really good game. I got to watch all of it. Miami won by 4, 31-27. Carson Beck had the game-winning touchdown run with like 18 seconds left in the game. Chambliss and Beck, dude, their stats were weirdly similar. They both threw the same amount of passes and completed the same amount. They both went 23 of 37. Chambliss had 9 more passing yards, 277 to 268. Chambliss, I believe, let me double check this, I think he threw a pick. It was either him or Carson Beck. Dude, actually, no, Chambliss should have thrown like 5 picks in that game, but the Miami DBs and linebackers, they could not hold on to the ball, man. Like, you see why those guys are playing defense. Like, Chambliss should have thrown so many picks in that game. That's why it was close, though, because they kept dropping all those picks. I'm trying to pull up the stat sheet real quick here. Yeah, so Beck threw a pick. That's right. I think it was off of a tip ball too. And Chambliss did not throw a pick. Like I said, he should have thrown a couple. But also, dude, Carson Beck, that dude reminds me. I'm trying to think. Maybe Derek Carr, I think, is a good comparison here because like he loves to throw the hospital ball, man. Holy crap, he got He got Malachi Tony killed. And by the way, the targeting rule is broken in college football. It's not consistent, and I think most fans are tired and sick of it. So, like, I'm glad that they don't make the players leave the sideline anymore for, if they get ejected. But I don't know, man. It needs to have different levels. I have multiple opinions on where college football is at as a whole. But they need to have tiered targeting, in my opinion. There's one where it's just like a 15-yard penalty, and then there's another one. Obviously, it's like a flagrant. Obviously, the worse it is, the worse the consequence is. Flagrant 1 is just free throws, and the other team gets the ball. A flagrant 1 or like a targeting one per se in football should be like just a 15-yard penalty, or you can even make it a spot foul. I don't care. But there needs to be some kind of nuance here, man, because like I don't know about you, but that's one of the things that I hate is the targeting rule in college football. I'm glad that they have it to keep people safe, but also I just feel like half the time we don't know what the hell we're doing.
I definitely think it's not like you said, it's not consistent. I don't know how they make it consistent. I think you can make general rules about it, and one specific rule I think should be the only rule is you should not be able to put your head down and hit another guy in the
Yeah.
helmet. That should be it. That should be all the targeting should be. I think the defenseless receiver thing
Yeah.
is kind of shitty. I don't know what you should do because literally
I
back in the day,
just
that was
it
the
comes
whole
to playing
point
the
of
position,
doing that.
Yeah, it just comes to playing the position.
Well, and the thing is they by doing the defenseless receiver, they kind of changed how defensive backs play football. It was that was part of the game, a big part of their game, and now it is no longer. So they had to completely change how they approach that. And I think it's tough on coaches. I think it's tough on players, tough on the fans because it's like this isn't how it should be. But at the same time, that's kind of what it was. Like you said, I was playing the position.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of playing wide receiver. It's part of playing the defensive back and
Yeah.
the linebacker. Is these guys right there trying to kill me? I got to do my best to not get hit. And I don't know. I think it got to a point where maybe defenses were kind of dominating the NFL and they didn't like it much. I don't think they liked it much. I think the whole roughing the passer rule was so fucking inconsistent.
Don't even get me started on that,
That's
man.
probably worse than the targeting rule. That ruins a lot of things for nothing.
Yeah.
Bullshit, dude. Literal bullshit.
Oh, you got
Like,
burned by a roughing the passer in the playoff game against Bama, man.
it's
So
dumb,
yeah,
dude.
I'm
It's
with you on that.
dumb, dude. That sucks.
It's like you
Look,
can't put your body weight on the quarterback when you land. It's like, what the hell? This is football,
yeah,
man. People
yeah,
get hit. They get landed on. It's part of the game. It's not like you're like not wearing like leather. It's not like you're wearing leather helmets anymore without face masks. Like people are gonna get hit. Like they're wearing good equipment now. It's probably the best it's ever been. Like I don't know how well the Guardian caps really help. They look ugly as shit, but like
yeah.
players wear them. But like God, man, like people are gonna get hit. It's football. It's physical.
Yep.
Like yeah, I don't know, man. It's just
It's
a
part
different
of
game
it, man.
now.
I don't know. I don't.
The game evolves.
And it kind of sucks because it really takes away from the game, and it takes away from enjoying the game because a lot of times
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, if you want money, that's kind of where your money was at. Was dudes getting knocked the fuck out all the time. I mean, it sucks to say for their safety. Obviously, that's tough.
Hey, man.
But you
Hey.
play it at the highest position. It's your position. That's how you should play the game. That's how you should approach the
Well,
game.
and speaking of that, how many times as a kid did you get on YouTube and look up like hardest NFL hits, like biggest college football hits?
All the time.
And
Literally,
like
I watched
those,
them daily.
dude, all the time. And like you'd get those videos that have the "Here Comes the Boom" playing in the background. You know what I mean? Like
not a single one of those highlights are legal anymore. Not
it's
one
crazy,
of them.
man.
They're all
Yeah,
illegal.
they're not legal, man.
Which
now,
is
and
nuts, bro.
some of it probably right because like dudes were getting like receivers were getting speared in the head, man.
Yeah.
Like they were legit like getting hit and like they don't know where nobody knows where they're at.
Mhm.
Like instant loss of brain cells.
Yeah, the blindside block, that's probably a good thing. However,
No,
that
but
was
I
a
hate
lot.
it.
Yeah.
That's also like that's a discipline thing. If you're running down the field, head on a swivel. They
Yeah,
teach
all the
head
time.
on a swivel, dude. Head on a swivel. Know where you're at.
Times I've been knocked on those motherfuckers, and they're all like,
Dude, you know how many times,
keep your head on a swivel.
dude, or getting cracked, dude, like or ear
Yes.
hold. Yeah, hold on. Also, pause on getting cracked. My bad. Pause on that. But crack blocks is what I'm talking about in football. Like, especially like playing like scout team in high school, like as like a freshman, and like when they're running crack blocks from the wide receiver, and you're playing like outside backer or something, you just get ear hold, man. Or like again on scout team as like a freshman. You're on kickoff return, and the two biggest dudes are like locking their arms to like combo block you, and they just drive you into the ground, man. Like
that's part of learning the game. I think it makes
it's part of football,
tough,
man. Like it does. It builds up a toughness. It made me hate going to practice though as a freshman.
It builds pain tolerance. It builds all this, and I think that's being proved. Look at my boy Jordan Shipley. Bro's okay. His wife said,
bro.
had he not had had he not been an athlete and had incredible pain tolerance, he should have died in the field. He got 12 miles away, and I know it's gonna sound crazy, but you got to credit some of that to football. because he obviously he's a farm kid, but he played football his entire life. He went through some shit, and you gotta credit the toughness. I think myself, I've had injuries my entire life too, but I think I gotta credit my own pain tolerance for keep pushing. Like it builds because of football. Builds all this stuff, and now it's being taken away. You got soft parents that put screens in front of their kids' faces to shut them up. They don't go outside and play with them. They don't give a fuck anymore, and it's turned the entire. But you can't blame them. The politics of
I mean,
this world
you
drove him
can,
into it,
but
right? You know what I mean? You can blame him, but I'm saying like the way
no,
everything's
yeah,
looked at now, especially sports, youth sports,
yeah.
is got a if you talk to anybody about youth sports, a lot of times it's a negative tone, negative connotation to it. Everything's going soft and
Well,
it's showing in the league.
there's also a lot of bad stuff going on, I think, in like competitive, like AAU, I think is a good example. I think there's a lot of, I don't know about harm, but like people that don't really want to do right by all their kids, especially in AAU, man. Like I just see
Mhm.
these clips of the way like these 7, 8-year-old kids are playing. Granted, they're probably better at that age than I ever would have been at that age, but like it's just, I don't know, man. It just, maybe we're turning into boomers, I guess. Like on the back half of our 20s, we're obviously we're not old enough to be boomers, but like we're getting to that like yelling at a cloud like
I
type age. You know what I
guess,
mean?
man. I don't know. Maybe we're
So
turning the corner. It seems like the kids are coming back around. I think that iPad stint was like what, like
maybe,
5, 6 year
hey,
stint, maybe
listen,
7 year
I
stint.
know
Hopefully
people
we get
hate
that
it.
shit over with.
I know people hate it. Also, you just like completely froze on me for a second.
Yeah.
You're back. You're
Wait.
back now. No, you're back now. Yeah.
No, I know, but now you kind of delayed.
Oh no. Okay, but it'll be fine on the recording.
Okay.
It should catch back up with you. Now, I was gonna say, a lot of people think it's annoying, but I kind of like the 6-7 thing, but only because like we also had like our vocal stems when we were younger too. Like we had like our Fetty Wap, like our 1738. People would say that shit all the time, or like the what's 9 + 10, 21. Like that Vine. That was, yeah, Vine. By the way, I don't know. I doubt there's any kids listening to this, but
Didn't they bring
Vine
it
was
back?
out. I think Elon Musk said he was trying to bring it back, and I think they like installed like the database or whatever and like made
Mm.
it available again. But like I don't
Well,
know. I never re-downloaded it or anything. But
we
you can
can
also still
credit
just get on YouTube and
we
watch
can
all
credit Vine, but we
like,
can also credit Vine for starting brain rot. So,
yeah, Vines, because it was only 6 seconds. And
hmm,
so, and that attention span gets so much lower, man. And like, I
yep,
complain about it, but also it's affected me for sure. Cause like,
same,
I was kind of like against TikTok when it first came out, which at this point now it's been like 7 years, 8 years since TikTok came out, which just feels insane.
nuts. Yep,
Um, I was very like against it. I was like, no, I'm not going to download it because like it was kind of like it played off of Musically, and I never downloaded
it's
Musically because
exactly what it was.
But it was different though. Musically was just like people lip
Yeah, yeah,
syncing
yeah.
songs,
I
and
was
it was
on there.
stupid and it
I
was
was lip
cringe.
syncing. I was in that bitch.
Cringe. Sorry,
Yeah, but you moved right into
cringe.
TikTok. But TikTok, I kind of
And
refused to
yeah,
download it for a second too. But then
same.
as soon as
Then
I
I grew up.
downloaded it,
I
I
grew up, and
felt
then I
like
downloaded it.
I know, but I kind of remember like as soon as I started downloading TikTok and I was on there, I felt like kind of an immediate change over the last, or I guess immediate. I
What do you
noticed a
mean?
change in my attention
Oh, no, like your
span,
attention span? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
pretty like after a month, after 2 months it was hard for me to do anything. Like still to this day, I worked on it so well. Shout out video games for helping me get off my phone. My screen time was out of this world, bro.
Yeah.
Twitter, freaking TikTok. I had to. This is like,
Oh,
it's too much, dude. So yeah, I don't know. I
can
hate
we?
TikTok now, but I'm back on it somewhere. I
I
need to
just
get
want
on it
to.
more, but
I was
I
about to
watch
say, yeah, dude.
videos.
You never send me TikToks anymore. You send me videos all the time.
I'm
But
all on Twitter.
I do think that it's pretty damn funny that you credit and you thank video games for getting your screen time down on your phone.
Yeah.
You're just transferring screen time to
No,
another
it's
screen, dude.
no. I
Yeah, dude. I do think that's kind
firmly
of funny.
there's gotta be some type of study somewhere, but I firmly believe playing video games is different
I don't
screen
think video
time
games is as
than
harmful as like a bunch
that's
of
what I'm
older
saying.
people like to say that they are.
Because look, this thing's always in my face. I got it right here the whole time, looking straight at me,
Mm,
right? So that's a bad thing, I think. Whereas I know it's a TV, I can play it for hours and hours on it, and that's
mm,
bad for me just sitting there all
yeah.
the time and playing it. But the screen itself and me playing one thing and focusing on one thing, whereas if I'm on TikTok or I'm on X or Facebook or whatever it is, I'm scrolling looking for the next thing. I'm on looking at videos,
Mm,
looking for the next
yeah.
thing. That's not it.
But bro,
So
a lot of older people will do that. They just don't get on TikTok. They have Facebook Reels, you know?
yeah, dude,
Like
I be on Facebook Reels too, bro.
hey, me too, man. I'm on all of them. Dude, I
Yeah.
will get lost on YouTube Reels. I will just get lost on YouTube
Dude,
Reels
I
because my
haven't tried
content,
YouTube Reels.
dude, my content is different on every single app. My TikTok For You page is different than my Facebook Reels, my
Mm-hmm.
Instagram Reels. Instagram is where the most out of pocket shit is at. That's where I see the most out of pocket videos. A lot of it is golf, but also like just crazy jokes and very out of pocket things is what I see on Instagram. And then YouTube, it's just like a combination of like the shows that I watch, content, OU football, but then also like pop culture. Like right now, I get a lot of Stranger Things, like interviews and stuff like that, like short form interviews that they did that pop up in the reels. Because like I've been watching a lot of Stranger Things stuff on YouTube lately because the show ended like 3 weeks ago. So like it's just cool, man, and it's funny how like I've got all these different mediums
But it's
and they're all
kind of
different
nice
content.
to, and because I've noticed that obviously when I'm on Twitter, we know what my stuff's filled with, and it's tough to get it off. It's tough to get it off there, but I stay on. I keep liking stuff I don't need to be liking. It
Mm,
stays on there, but I know exactly if I go to Facebook, it's gonna bring me up to like a couple pop culture stuff, but a lot of Barstool clips,
mm-hmm.
a lot of YSK clips. You scared the kids. A lot of those
Yeah.
guys. So I love just going to Facebook. Nice little drawback because I feel like Twitter for me has gotten too political and it's
That's
overwhelming.
also a little bit by choice, dog. You can
That's what I
also
was
tailor
saying,
that. You
dude.
know what I
That's it.
mean?
It's
Like
tough. It's tough for me to get off
I
of it.
don't get like any politics on my Twitter, man. Okay, that's
I
not true. I
It's
definitely
all
get a little bit,
politics, bro.
especially with yeah, I know, but your Twitter also just looks like a one of those Twitter accounts that's a part of the dead internet theory now. Like I go and look at your account and the stuff that you retweet now, man. I'm just like, who is this guy, man? Who is this guy?
Well, see, if you would
So
listen to some of them, you would understand. But
no,
that's neither
because I
here nor
don't care
there.
about
That's
that
neither
stuff,
here nor
man.
there. Neither here nor there. That's what
I'm
I'm
on
saying.
social media
It's
for
tough for me to
sports.
stop. It's tough for me to stop. And I've started to get, I needed Texas on there, so I added Longhorn Twitter to my
No,
little
that's fair. Yeah,
dashboard.
yeah,
And I got
yeah.
on there, and so I started liking stuff, trying to get my stuff kind of cleansed.
Mm-hmm.
And it works every
Dude, it
now and
does
then, and
work
then it
though.
draws me back in, dude.
Well, because like it's like a spiral. You click on one tweet, or you like
Yes.
one comment under one tweet, and then you refresh, and you've got six more that are of the same kind of content. Also, real quick, just kind of to divert here, me and Tatum have been talking about what we want to do with this because we've only got like one more episode after this because then the college football season is over. Dude, just sitting here and talking about whatever every single week, I could do that too.
I
I could just
think we
ramble.
could. There's a lot of just random stuff, especially happening in the world. We can just pick off things, and look what we're doing now. We just found
I
random
know.
to talk
Yeah,
about.
I know. We haven't talked about college football in like 15 minutes, I feel like.
That's fine
So,
though, because our teams
no,
aren't even
I'm
playing
just
right
saying,
now,
like,
man.
I know, man. I know.
And
Who gives a
Miami,
shit about Miami
dude,
and Indiana, man? Brett,
fuck you. No
I'm not
one's
going to say what
watching
I was
this
going to say
game.
there, but
There's
Brett,
gonna be a total of
I hope
three
Miami
million people
loses.
watching this game.
That's not true.
Trash,
Listen, now, listen.
trash.
College football viewership in the playoff is at its all time highest right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a good thing. College
Yeah.
football, and we're right back to the conversation now. So, okay, we're gonna get off topic of like the playoff right now and the national championship. I just want to talk about college football as a sport because I feel like we are not in a great spot right now,
Mm-mm.
and this has nothing to do with OU like not being in the championship. It has nothing to do with that. There's a multitude of different things that I want to talk about, but there's a lot of stuff wrong with college football right now, man. Like you could go back just 5 years and so much stuff has changed. Like I remember seeing like a total of like probably like 2020, I don't know, maybe 2021, something like that. Um, it was like, oh, a total of like 2,200 people entered the portal this year. That's like a new high, like from
Yeah.
last year's like 1,500. And now there's like 4,500 players in the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
There is 136 FBS teams. You're not all playing D1, man. There ain't enough schools for you. There ain't enough schools, and the roster limit is increasing again, so that's nice. But there just ain't enough schools, man. And like kids are getting these terrible, terrible agents, like their roommates, their friends. And like there was this one guy, his name was like Top Flight Bug, and he ended up like deleting his account, but like he was representing some OU players that entered the portal. But then you go and look at his Twitter account, and he's like retweeting shit where it's like direct hate on like OU and like some stuff like that. And I think he might have been a Texas fan or like was retweeting Texas propaganda and stuff. It's like, I don't know, man. If you're going to be an agent, I feel like you shouldn't
What
have
do
the
you
bias
call
included in it.
propaganda for, bro? What do you call Texas
I just
propaganda for?
propaganda is just when I
I
say
know what
propaganda,
you
I just
mean,
means
bro.
you know what I'm saying. It's just Texas
That's
propaganda.
crazy.
It's propaganda. And it's just like, if you're going to be an agent for somebody, you can't be doing stuff like that. You have to come from a non-biased point of view because you're representing what's best for the player. And again, that could just sound like sour apples because I'm an OU fan, but also like I'm trying to remember what player that I think it was one of the wide receivers that didn't play for us. So it's like it's not that big of a deal with him. But just like in general, man, like look at Jaden Rashada, man. Look at Nico Iamaleava. They had terrible people surrounding them, and they ended up in far worse situations. Malachi Nelson probably as well, dude. Like, it's just, it's not good.
Another thing, and this is kind of weird because it all kind of ties in to how we were talking about with the TikTok and the attention span, the same thing. And I'll put like this, these journeyman college guys.
I feel like I know where you're going with this too, yeah, and I agree.
Especially, you've allowed these guys to be able to transfer from place to place to place to place to place however they want to. So these guys go into 4, 5, 6 schools. Finley playing at like 6 or 7 schools. Like that right there is because these guys are never content at one spot. And I could, from my personal experience, I got so conditioned to living on the road and bouncing from project to project to project. Mm-hmm. The couple times I had a job that made me sit in one spot, I absolutely hated it because I was so conditioned to work wherever across the country. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I would have just stuck it out a little bit, which I did end up sticking it out a little bit, I got over that. It took a second. These guys are working on a shorter time frame than I have to work things out. So they're in the portal and out of the portal because they're just in that spot of Bear Alexander. That kid had transferred literally up until this year, had transferred every single year even from his freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
So you Dylan go 4 high schools. By the way. Yeah, so there we go. You go to 4, which credit Dylan Rail. I think he was trying to leg it out in Nebraska. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But nonetheless, this kid transfers from 4 different high schools, and you think he's going to come to your college and stay there the entire time? No, not going to happen because he's so conditioned to doing that. And he's had
basketball's even worse.
Yeah.
On that topic, basketball's 10 times worse, man. Sickening. Like you're transferring to 4 different high schools and you're playing for a different team every single summer, or like maybe you're not even like maybe you're getting homeschooled and you're just playing for a different team in the fall, the winter, spring, summer, whenever you're playing basketball, because basketball now is year round for a lot of these guys. So like it's just college as a whole, man. And now I think there's a couple of things you can do to fix this. Would you like to hear my thoughts on that?
Yes.
We've talked about this, and I've said this tooth and nail, man, I think there are some really easy fixes to a lot of this transfer portal shit, okay? So, it used to be, if you wanted to transfer, now, and if we go back 10 years, I don't really quite remember how it all was set in stone then, but if you transferred within conference, you had to sit out a year. And
like
it might have been 2 years. Yeah, you had to sit out 2 years. And then I think they lowered it down to 1 year. And then they just completely nixed that. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm okay with that being nixed, but I don't agree with the fact that you're just allowed to transfer. TJ Finley, go get a job, big dog. Go get a job. You're going to college number 7. Mm-hmm. And that's just like, dude, why are these guys being allowed to play so long? And like college basketball, they're allowing guys that have been drafted in the NBA to come back and play.
Bro. The kid played, he scored a bucket in the NBA, bro. What are we doing?
And then some college team, I can't remember who it was, they got a dude that made it like that got drafted and like was on the Chargers practice squad. And I can't remember who it was, but like why are we allowing this? This is how it needs to be, especially for high school kids. Well, you finish your thought before I go.
That Shamar Stewart, is that his name? That dude from the Bengals who got drafted, almost was going to go back to A&M. And you went back, started training with A&M if they didn't fix his shit, and then they ended up doing.
And then he got signed, and then he just didn't do shit this year. So crazy, you did all that for nothing.
I don't understand it, bro. And I don't know.
So, now it seems like they're going to contracts, which is exactly what they should be doing. And if you guys haven't been following the Damon Williams situation, let me just tell you, that thing got really, as Tyler the Creator said, sticky. That got really sticky, man, because he signed a contract to stay with Washington, but was still in contact with LSU. Hey, that's fucking illegal. That is illegal. That is called tampering. Apologies on the use of that word. But it is illegal. You cannot reach out to players that are currently enrolled at a school and offer them money to come play for you. That is illegal. That is not legal in any sport. You cannot do that in any sport. That is not how it works. That is not how it works. Damon Williams signed a contract and was getting talked to by LSU. And then he said, okay, bet. And then entered the portal. And then guess what Washington did? They sued him. And so guess what? He's coming back to play for Washington next year.
How crazy, because he's a starting quarterback. How awkward is that? How awkward is when you walk in the locker room? Hey, I'm the starting quarterback again, but I didn't want to be here. Fuck you guys. What?
You want to
welcome back? That's
listen,
crazy.
I'll take it a step farther. When he tweeted he was entering the portal, the entire team was at a funeral for a Washington girl that died. The entire football team was there when he tweeted that out. What kind of a piece of shit do you have? You're telling me he doesn't know that whole team is at the funeral? You're telling me he doesn't know that?
He doesn't have
what a piece of shit, dude. What a piece of shit. All because he's going to get paid $4 to $5 million to go play for LSU. Cool, man. Cool. You probably, well, I guess he didn't burn that bridge. He's going to play, but like, I'm sure
how do you burn a bridge with Lane Kiffin? How can you burn a bridge with
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like with Washington, though. Like you would have thought that would have burned a bridge, but he's also really good.
I don't know how you do it, because if I'm the head coach, dude, I'm sitting here like, I don't want to play this motherfucker. You know what I mean? I think Washington was right to sue that motherfucker for sure. No question, bro. Go after him.
I think they're being
buyout. The wrong place. Huh?
And I think they were going to make him pay back some of his NIL. And I think that's also something that we're going to see, like buyouts for players. Like, cool, you want to enter the portal? You got to pay us this amount of money. You got to pay this NIL back. And I think that's what they should do. Yeah. I also, back to the transfer thing we were talking about, bro, like I've told you this before. This isn't a new opinion to you, but you also, when you come out of high school, you sign a contract. I feel like it should at least be a 2-year contract coming out of college, because if you're only at a school for 1 year and then you dip, what is the point? Like, you're not learning anything. You're not taking it. Like, maybe you sit for a year, but like as a freshman, you're not really doing as much. And if you're a 5-star, you're not sitting for the most part. And if you are, they're just leaving for a year, which again, it doesn't, you're going to play. Like, just wait a year. We're talking about short attention spans. We're also in this time frame of instant gratification for everybody. They just want it now. They want it. Nobody wants to wait and put in the work for anything. They want that instant gratification because they can get it, because the system allows them to do that. Now, you have them sign these contracts. You want to enter the portal? Fine. That's cool. You got to wait 2 years. You got to be at the school at least 2 years. And then unless your coach is fired or he quits, then you can leave before that. But then after that, you get one free transfer, and you can go play wherever you want once. If you want to transfer again, you have to sit out a year.
Yep, I agree.
I don't know why they ever got rid of that. Because if you're transferring for a third time, A, you're not as good as a player as you think you are, or B, you really just put yourself in unfortunate situations at multiple schools, which sometimes that happens, I guess. Or maybe there's guys like Cam Ward that just climb the ranks slowly. But those are the exceptions, though. They're not the rule.
Well, Cam Ward also played a decent portion of time at each school he was at besides Miami.
Well, I think he was at Incarnate Word, I think, for maybe 2 years, and then I think Washington State for 1 year or maybe two.
And he was
and then his fifth year at Miami. Well, because John Mateer said,
I think he was at Washington for 3 years.
Mateer only sat. I think Mateer only sat behind him for 1 year, and Mateer is technically entering his 5th year this next year. It would only be his 4th year of playing, but his 5th year. And I'm cool with 5 years, because it's always been you get 5 years to play 4. Mm-hmm. That's always been the system, because you redshirted. You had your red shirt year, and now you can play up to 4 games and not lose your red shirt.
And the occasional the medical red shirt. That was the medical red shirt.
Yeah, there's always extenuating circumstances, but I think those are what needs to give you your interest to the portal, is extenuating circumstances. Like, if you pick a school and it doesn't work out, then man, that's the decision you made. You made your bed, go lie in it. Like, it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? You made this decision. This is what you wanted. So,
was it Coach Cal, the Arkansas basketball coach? Cal Parham, is that him?
Yeah, it feels crazy to say he's the Arkansas head coach and not the Kentucky head coach, but yes.
So he said it best. He said it's tough because these kids have no ties to these schools anymore. So it's like when these guys graduate or they hit a transfer portal or something else, normally an alumni, you can find a job within the city very easily. That's where the alumni network was like. These guys don't have any of that. They don't have any of that at all. They don't have guys that are, hey, I'll give you a job back here. They're not tied to us anymore. They're not tied to Arkansas. They were here for 5 months and dipped on us. Like they're not there. So I don't think, I mean, we're gonna start to see the repercussions of it more now that it's such a thing. I'm gonna assume something happens either this year or next. I think there's enough people behind it that something's gonna have to change. I'm all for NIL. I'm so for NIL. I'm not for the.
I agree. I've always been for NIL. Always have been. Yeah. Players deserve the money that they bring into the schools.
I agree. I think, and honestly, if we could kind of get rid of the transfer portal rule and go back to the kind of the way it normally was, that's fine. I think that would be fine. Keep the NIL. Let them spend as much money as they want in that source, but take away the transfer portal. That would kind of solve one big issue. The money's the money. It's whatever.
Yeah, but they're not going to take it away though. That's not going to happen. They're not going to take it away because people, even non-sports players, anybody's able to transfer colleges.
Not take it away. It means
no. I get what you're saying, but like take away the openness, kind of the way it is now.
They
like,
shouldn't be free agents. This isn't something.
It removes so many guardrails, dude. I agree. The year-to-year free agency does not exist anywhere else except for college.
Are they going to get degrees? Are these guys graduating from these freaking schools? Are they finishing the way they are?
A good example, Fernando Mendoza did graduate from Cal, but I think he's taking online master's classes at Indiana. So all he does is go to football.
Right, and that's fine. Yeah, that's good. That's how it should be.
He's a grad transfer. That's what Jalen Hurts was as well. So,
which are good. Grad transfers are completely fine with me, bro. It's always been grad transfers. Always been a thing. It's cool. Go do it. But there's a lot of guys that I swear they go to some of these schools. They go 5, 6, 7 years playing in all these schools, but they never truly graduate.
Yeah,
and then they go back after the fact and finish.
But also, you gotta think about it, man. What would you rather do? Would you rather go get a job where you're making probably less than most of these guys, less than $150,000, or are you going to stay and play college football where you're making at least $500K? And if you're one of the better players and you're not going to get drafted, you're going to Ty Simpson, he's going to get drafted, but he's getting offered. I'm hearing reports or seeing reports of he's getting offered $6 million to play quarterback in college next year.
It's nuts.
That's more than a lot of head coaches are making.
Well, and the thing is you can't blame the kids for wanting to do that. You can't blame TJ Finley for doing that because there's a school always willing to offer something. At that point, you got to look at it financially.
But also, just go get a job, man. Yeah, we had to go get one. So
exactly, I agree with that. But the people who's allowing it is what is the issue.
Yeah, no, I agree.
These guys it's the NCAA. Go get a job, this and that. But there's always a school that's offering. There's always the rules apply to everyone, so they're allowed to do that. And I'm like, okay, why would I turn down $400,000 to go be a third string quarterback on a potential conference championship team in some mid-major conference, or maybe even a third string or backup quarterback at a Power 5 conference that's might make a Natty run. Now I just got bumped up to I'm making probably $500,000-$600,000 to play backup. And it's okay.
Which is insane.
I might win a national championship. I might win a big conference championship. I might get to play in one of these games in case crazy, the unfortunate happens. But that's just the reality. So it's you can't really blame him.
It's just it's where it is right now, man. And coaches are allowed to jump from job to job. So it's why the argument has always been, well, if coaches are allowed to do it, why can't players? Because their future is affected just as much by all these coaches leaving. So yeah, man. That was, I don't know how long that was, but that was a little 15-minute rant. But, I've got thoughts on it, but it's only because we love college football so much, man.
Just want the game to stay. Make it, you can make it better. You can do a bunch of stuff. Just put some parameters around it that controls it. But then they're gonna say, oh, they control everything. It's the whole thing with the NCAA. The NCAA just needs to not be a thing. It needs to dissolve.
National communists against
athletes. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I was just thinking about that the other day. I don't know what I was doing, but I was like, dude, I remember that Boz shirt.
Yeah, dude, the Boz, man. He had that shirt. Yeah, man. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Shout out Boz, man.
You can get suspended for that or something, low key.
Dude, I was just talking to my mom the other day because she grew up when she was born in the late 70s, and her dad, my grandpa, my boompaw, he was a big OU fan. They went to a lot of games around that time. They also went in the 90s when they sucked really, really bad. So like they're really big fans, but like I was just talking to them about like I was like, what was it like living like in the Switzer era, like when OU was actually a dominant program, like winning national championships? And she was like, honestly, she was like, it was kind of, she's like, it was kind of fun. There was also a lot of stuff going on with OU, like just players and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, players were getting in trouble a lot. They were doing shit they weren't supposed to be doing a lot of the time, and that's normally how schools back then, when you had the best programs, is because you had players that did a lot of shit that got them in trouble. But
Still
like,
kind of do if you look over at
yeah, same
Athens.
thing. Yeah. I mean, dude, oh my God. There's got to be a 30 for 30 on how
At
somebody
some
every year
point,
gets
at some
arrested
point,
for a
I
driving
think they're
charge.
up to like almost 30.
It's
That's
insane, man.
insane, bro.
It's
That's
insane. It
so
gets to a
crazy.
point, right? Like it gets to
Yeah,
a point, right?
bro. But
Winning
Kirby,
is more important than
yeah.
safety on the road, I guess.
Not forget they got.
What's a little vehicular
Unfortunate.
manslaughter if we can get a
Yeah,
national
I
championship, dude,
was about to say, dude, they got a
Uh,
couple bodies. Maybe it was a sacrifice or some shit, dude. Because they don't give a fuck,
FYI,
bro.
this is all a joke, by the way. I say that
Yes,
all
it
that
is
as
a
a joke, by
parody.
the way.
We're
So
sorry. R.I.P. that lady and bro.
yeah, not joking about that situation. It's just it's a joke that it's just allowed to happen all the time, and like there's seemingly no repercussions for
Yeah,
it. So
no repercussions from
so
anyone, bro. No,
I mean those players do get in trouble with the school, but like I
yeah.
would have to go and look. It's like never
Look
mind.
at
I was about to
Florida.
get
Look at Florida back in the day. That was that whole documentary of
yeah,
that 2000. I
dude,
mean,
yeah,
they were doing a
oh,
lot of bad
dude,
shit, bro.
Miami too.
Lots. Yes,
Speaking of the team
yes,
that's playing the national championship, like that guy
yes.
that killed the teammate, dude, and like that video or that picture of them all looking at that flag, and you could see him just
Staring.
like resting
Yes.
bitch face, like stone cold, just looking at that dude, man.
Ohio
It's
State,
insane.
dude, the good Ohio State teams, they always had some shady stuff happening. Shout out
Yeah.
them though. They got all suspended and their shit revoked for getting an Ohio State tattoo for free, which is nuts, dude. Nuts,
Man,
bro. It's
crazy
nuts.
man,
Fuck the
crazy
NCAA
man.
pussies.
Facts, big facts on that. So,
Now we got guys
all right,
making $5 million a
man.
year.
That's kind of our talk just on college football as a whole. I do want to talk about OU and Texas in the transfer portal, but we need to talk about the national championship first, and it's going to be Miami versus Indiana. A couple of interesting little facts for you here, my man. One of these head coaches is going to win their first college football national championship at the D1 level. One of them is going to do it. As a head coach. For Miami, it would be their first since 2001. I was 2 years old. That was 25 years ago now. It's disgusting that 2001 was 25 years ago. It would be their first national championship since 2001. For Indiana, it would be their first national championship ever. So, I think Indiana, all the way around, I think they're the better team, personally.
Yeah.
So I think Miami has a really good defense, and obviously their offense showed up this last game, but it struggled against Texas A&M, whose defense is pretty solid. They're not the best, but it's pretty solid. And I think Indiana's defense is really, really good. So, but an interesting stat for you, man. Kurt Signetti, his record at Indiana is 26-2. You know what his two losses are? It's the two teams that played in the national championship game last year. Those are his only two losses. He lost to Ohio State and then lost to Notre Dame in the playoff. Those are his only losses.
And you got to give it up. I mean, the one thing about it is
Granted,
I want to root for Indiana.
They didn't play a really tough schedule in the Big Ten.
Right, right. I want to root for Indiana, but
I am.
I've kind of went against Miami the last couple games tonight. I don't think I really truly don't
So
think
did I.
Miami. I never thought those teams were that good. I didn't think Ole Miss was that good to really make it that deep.
I picked Ole Miss to win too.
The dominoes fell the way the dominoes fell, and I'm like, I kind of don't want to go against Miami now. They've kind of like,
no, that's
hey,
fair. Yeah,
I'm here. We're here. Sig is just. We'll see. There's not. This will probably be the last time a team goes undefeated. I'd assume in college football, but I guess it's been said before. So I want it to happen just because of that. I think Kurt Cincinnati needs his flowers completed. We see how serious he's on the sidelines. He's just not smiling at all, and that's what you want. You want a coach that's intense as shit the whole fucking time, dude.
Hey man,
you need that.
Brent's pretty intense for most of the time.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that.
Yeah, I
Don't
do.
stick your tongue out like that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't like how Sark don't be getting his intense on the sidelines. That's why we got Will.
Yeah, he only gets intense when a guy doing his job puts his hand on his chest. So you
He
should look
was
at the video.
groping him. He was groping
Groping?
you
You guys
weirdo.
should just get on YouTube,
You want that to
type in
happen?
Sark reacting like a little bitch in the tunnel. Just look that
No,
up and you'll find a
no.
video of him going ape shit on a guy who was just doing his job, by
Groping
the way.
his titty, by the way.
Stop saying
Groping,
he never. You have to
groping
close
a
your hand. He was doing
groped
this, pushing him back.
a grown man's chest. That's kind of disgusting, if you
I don't
ask
think you
me.
know what groping is.
Well,
I don't think you know what groping is.
I don't think he blew up for no reason, buddy.
I mean, he looked like he was on coke or something.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know, man. Look at his reaction. Obviously, I'm not actually saying he was on something, but like to react like that, he overreacted.
Dude,
he screamed in the guy's face. He overreacted. Yeah, and again, the guy was just doing his job. Anyways. I think Indiana's going to win this game. I really do. I think it'll be generally close, but I think Indiana takes an extra score lead in the fourth quarter. And I'm going to pick a 33-20 score. Give me the Hoosiers to win their first ever national championship.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go with Indiana too. Give me 30-20.
You just said you didn't want to.
I know. But I ended it with wanting Kurt to go. So give
That's
me
fair.
give me Indiana 30-20. Gonna be a good game. I don't really know what's gonna happen. Indiana,
I don't either, man. I don't either.
Whatever.
They're gonna
two weird teams playing in the national championship is odd to me. Maybe it's just because we got so used to the same teams playing it, and I like this. Yeah, I agree. I like this. I like how it is. It's just it's gonna need some change.
It's like the NBA where 7 different teams have won it the last 7 years, like that, and that's how it should be, man. Like the SEC obviously had the reign for the longest time. Clemson had a couple in there, but now like it's been Big Ten that's won it the last 2 years, and they could win it again this year, or it's going to be the ACC.
Annoying, dude. I don't know what's worse because the SEC is undoubtedly better than both of these conferences, like head to toe. I hate it though, bro.
We went undefeated against Big Ten this year, but we only played one game against them.
They get beat up so bad throughout the season. They're depleted by the playoffs, especially now it's a 12-team playoff and or about to be probably 14-team playoff and a 9-team SEC schedule. That is not a recipe for success.
I think I think you're not too far off the ball there, my friend. I just think the intensity in the game is a little bit more physical. The physicality is just different, and OU was very beat up last year, and this year they it wasn't nearly as bad, but it's still at times it was just damn, can people stop getting hurt, man? It's just one of those things, and that never really was a huge issue like that in the Big 12, and so that's not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence. Not a coincidence at all. I think Texas got injury riddled when we were in the Big 12. We fired that dude though. We fired that guy though. Dude freaking sucked.
Yeah. But you just picked up another transfer portal, dude. Bishop Thomas. Oh, from Georgia State. Hell yeah. Anyways. Yeah, man, I think Indiana's going to win it all. I think Elijah Surratt, who had 2 touchdowns last game, really, really good, man. That Becker kid's really good, too. Obviously, Fernando Mendoza looked like a Heisman winner. He threw for 177. That's it. But he threw 5 touchdown passes.
He doesn't throw for very many yards a game.
He threw 5 touchdown passes. Yeah, it's not crazy. It's less than 250 a game.
Is he?
I think.
Is he a top 5 quarterback?
He is probably going to be a first-round draft pick. If not, he'll be one of the he's not going to go top 5. I don't think. I mean, he might. I don't know, but I don't know, man. I'll leave that to the untimed down. They can talk about that. But it's just been a crazy season, man. To think Indiana almost lost to Penn State. And they had that crazy circus touchdown catch in the back of the end zone to win that game. And if they lose that game, I mean, who knows? They may not still be here. Who knows? I mean, they probably would be.
Let's not forget the whole Penn
They beat Ohio State,
season, bro.
They beat Ohio State. Yeah, I know. And then they killed Oregon who didn't give up a single point to Texas Tech. So it's going to be interesting, man. I hate that the national championship is on a Monday, but apparently they can't compete with the NFL playoff rankings. So I don't know. Maybe we can figure out a way to get it on a Saturday. Like every college football game is played throughout the entire season.
It's always on. It's been on Monday since I can remember.
Hey, also, national championship, let's have it on New Year's. Okay? Let's start the playoff the week after conference championships. Or just get rid of conference championships. Let's just start the playoff. Let's just make it play-in games, man. The calendar is stupid. The transfer portal closes 3 days before the national championship game.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
The play-in game should be the conference championships. However you can set that up. I know we have shit like Duke in there in the ACC championship, but I think that would be a good thing. If you need the conference championships to stay, because they will, because they're traditional and all this other bullshit, you need to fucking just let that be the playing games for some of the spots, and do with what you will after the fact. Let start it right there, like you said. I think you have more attention in that time span for college football. I think going this far into the season, you kind of draw some attention off of it. I don't know if that makes sense, but obviously it is high viewership, but it means of everything going on, and I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous. I agree. We should end on New Year's Day.
Yeah, man. The transfer portal should open after the season. So, because now you got college classes starting back next week.
Yep.
So, anyways, so we both got Indiana to win. It's crazy that we're already to the national championship, man. But hey, the offseason is pretty entertaining now. So the spring isn't as entertaining anymore, with spring games seemingly being a thing of the past.
No more.
Sucks. What I hate what OU did last year. I love going to spring games, and if I can't go, I love just watching highlights, because it's like, oh, hey, this guy, this is a freshman. Yeah. It's cool to see him play because he may not get to play that much this year. Yeah. It's just, yeah, man. I don't know.
Love spring games. So everybody's going away from.
Yeah. So to close things out here, I just want to close up with just talking about how both of our schools are doing in the transfer portal. Texas it was announced yesterday. Yeah, today is the 12th of January, Monday. I think it was on Sunday. It was announced that Cam Coleman is going to Texas, getting around $3.5 million, I think, is what I saw.
I don't know if that's most accurate. It wasn't the highest offer he had, I'll tell you that.
No, but which is crazy.
Yeah.
Isaiah Satania had better stats than this guy last year. It's just crazy that he's getting offered that much money, man.
And he's labeled a 5-star in the portal too, which is nuts.
Yeah, I know. So he signed with Texas, and Texas also got Raleek Brown and Hollywood Smothers, who, by the way, started his career as an Oklahoma Sooner. So
I just want to say Raleek Brown had a 1,000-yard rusher as well at Arizona State.
Raleek Brown also was committed to Oklahoma when he was at Modern Day. He was the guy that hurt the most when Lincoln left. His decommitment hurt the most. I was really excited about Raleek Brown. I kind of thought he was gone. No, he's just going over to Texas. So that's really awesome. But we also dipped across the Red River and took a little prize too. Parker Livingstone or Livingston. I don't know how you say it. It's spelled like Livingstone.
Yeah,
it's that's how it's spelled. But some of the games this year, Joe Tessitore called him Livingston. So I don't know. But people know who I'm talking about. The elite white guy that was running routes with Arch. Arch's roommate, by the way. Also, reports that I read from the Texas side as well, that he got around the same amount of money to come to OU compared to what Texas offered. So, I don't think he got $1 million. I think he got, from what I saw, I think it was somewhere in the $600,000 to $800,000 realm. Which also still,
I don't think,
insane.
But I think it was more so. I think it was kind of pushed out a little bit. I think there had to have been a conversation had that made
the Texas side is saying he wasn't pushed out, though. The people on the Texas side saying that Parker made the choice on his own,
which is nuts. Because why would he? I know it's close to home because I think that's probably closer to his home than Texas is.
Where's his home at?
It's Dallas somewhere. Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it's only 2.5 hours from Norman.
He's a DFW kid, so closer both schools per se, but nonetheless, kind of weird that he chose OU. I get maybe it is the location of home, but being a
Let's not
Texas fan,
lie. I
being
think there's
there,
a little bit added in. I think there's also partially.
that's what I'm
I think he kind of
saying. There
wants to
has
get
to
back at
be
Texas a little bit. I think he kind of wants
has to
to.
be. It has to be.
I
I
think
don't
that
know.
definitely plays a part in it. I mean, as a competitor, think about it. Would that not play a
Yes,
part in your? I mean,
yes,
think about it, dude. Yes,
100%. And it's not like like the whole thing. The whole because you got to look at it. All OU offers is Oklahoma University, the football team. The rest of the
University of
places,
Oklahoma.
yeah, it doesn't have like, and it's not a slide. It's just facts and means of what's there and what's not there. Austin is undoubtedly a better place to be than Oklahoma City and Norman, just because of what's around and how big it is and all
Debatable.
that shit. Well, whatever.
Yeah,
City to city, Austin's better. Eh, Why would you go there? You know
debatable.
what I mean? If it wasn't a slide to Texas, there had to have been a conversation. He left cryptic, like little cryptid sentences in his little goodbye message, and it's like, okay, he was definitely probably talked about to by Sark. He said, "Hey man, probably gonna look for something else because Ryan Wingo's not leaving.
But also that goes
We got a
directly
few
against
coming
what
up. That's
Texas
good.
people were reporting, though. They were saying he wasn't pushed out. He just wanted more
No,
money.
bro. But if OU offered him the same amount and he was like, all right, fuck it, yeah. No
I mean,
way.
I'm telling you, I'm reading what somebody on, I think it might not have been Orange Bloods, but somebody reported it from a Texas site that he got
It's just
this.
no way.
I know
It's
that's
just
hard for you to
money.
believe that somebody would pick OU over Texas and it not be a monetary thing.
You just said it was
But
because of money. That's why he was
no,
wanting
I
to
just said
leave.
he got the same amount of money.
That's
That's
what
what I'm
I'm saying.
saying.
But you saying he
Yeah, he got the
wasn't
same
pushed out.
amount.
He left because of money. He was a starter. He wouldn't have been a starter though. I don't think he would have
Yeah,
been.
he had the. Well, I also saw some Texas fans, and this doesn't include you because you didn't say this, but I saw some Texas fans saying that like he was like wide receiver like 4. He had the second most touchdowns receiving this year. So like, let's not
Yeah,
lie.
but depth
He had
chart
the second
wise,
most. But
yes,
he had the
but depth
second. But we're
chart
talking about
wise,
production though.
I know,
Production. He was like third
I
on the
know,
team in yards,
but
second in touchdowns.
it's because he's white. They didn't guard him like they guarded Ryan Wingo and all these other dudes. That's facts.
I think he did that because he also was really good. He scored the only touchdown against Ohio State as
I'm not
well.
saying he's not
So
good. I think he's a great receiver.
I mean, Indiana
I
wanted
think it's
him.
just weird. I just think it's
Indiana
weird that
almost like
yes,
Indiana almost got him.
I
So
just think it's weird to go directly to Oklahoma after being in Texas. That the rivalries just I just don't mean anything apparently, which is nuts.
no,
And
I agree. That is weird. Well,
I also
Brennan
hate
Thompson did it
that.
too.
Yeah, but he wasn't
He was
Parker
really good at
much
Mississippi
better.
State this year, though. So
Yeah. But I just don't. I don't. And what kind of made me feel iffy about it was there was a bunch of Texas players in the comments not talking shit.
mhm,
They were all like, "Oh," which is good. I guess you want that, but like what the fuck?
mhm.
Like, oh yeah, go be great. Blah, 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 bro. You're going to OU. Go be great at LSU, bro. Go to Indiana. What are you going to be for, bro?
Hey man, OU needed some help with the wide receiver spot. They went and got it. They went and got Parker. They went and got this dude from Virginia that put up like 800 yards and like 9 touchdowns. His name's Trell Harris.
Would
Uh,
Parker be like number one, number two?
he's probably going to be. Yes, he's going to be a number 1 or 2 with Isaiah Satania, who hasn't announced yet, but I think that he's coming back. The longer he waits, the more worried I get that he's going to go pro. But
That
I
could
think
be
he's coming
it.
back
That
because I
could be
mean,
the
if he comes
reason.
back, man, and you get Parker Livingston and Trell Harris, they also got a dude from Washington State, who's a little bit more of a project. They're kind of going after guys that have like 3 years left in the portal. You know what I mean? Because that's
Yeah.
also kind of become the new high school recruiting. It's like,
Hmm.
okay, well, these freshmen are hitting the portal after a year. Let's go find guys in the portal that have like 3 years left, and like let's develop these guys. And I also think, there's a couple things to this statement here. I'm trying not to get too out of place. I think OU did a really good job and got ahead of the game by hiring Jim Nagy. That's why you saw OU get like 9 commitments in like one day or like 9 in the span of like 2 days last week because they did a really good job of identifying who they wanted and they had guys in the scouting department going after that. So you're not leaving it all on Brent to control that themselves. And other teams are starting to do that as well. But for
Hmm.
OU, you have that advantage right now over a lot of schools who don't have GMs and stuff. Front office is set in place. That's why, like, as an OU fan, it's like we really need to mess around and win a national championship before other teams get this same strategy and they start building the same way. And then that small advantage you had is gone. And it's just like it sometimes as a fan, it really does feel like if we're not going to win one now, it feels like we're never going to win one, especially with how wide open college football is, because you know how hard it is to get there, dude. So much shit has to happen your way. Like you have to stay lucky with injuries, and you just got to make sure that like fluke shit doesn't happen, like penalties in games that can lose you close games. Like so much good stuff has to happen for you to get into a spot to win a national championship, along with being a really good team. And so that's why it's like sometimes like, oh, you getting to the playoff and losing to what was really not a really good Alabama team comparatively, a team you'd already beaten once this year. That's why it sucks, man. Obviously, we would not have beaten Indiana. Thank God we didn't get embarrassed like Alabama did. So I'll take that at least. But it's just like, man, like if we're not going to win it now, it just feels like we're not ever going to win it, which is being prisoner of the moment. But that is how it feels sometimes.
I mean, then you get some of these teams.
Like it's been 26 years, dude.
Obviously, the last 2 years, it's felt like, damn, if we don't get it, we're not gonna like. We have these teams, we have all these fucking guys. We gotta go win now, and it's gonna be gone. And it's not just like because recruiting is recruiting. You can always, and now we're finding out like what can actually happen in the portal and actual recruiting. So anything can happen, but like, damn, bro, you have all these elite people, and I think you gotta. It kind of hurts with the transfer portal because you got guys moving in and out so often they don't learn the system well enough to where it's like I'm experienced with this. I know exactly what I'm supposed to do at all times. And in reality, it's now they're like, oh shit, what do I do? I'm not developed enough to run this route like I need to. I'm not getting open.
Maggie likes to talk college football too. Say hi, Maggie.
What's up, Mags?
There ain't the lights are on, but ain't nobody home up there, man. It's just a deadpan stare.
She's just having a good time.
Yeah. All right, let's hop on down. I'm almost done. She's pissed off that Dad has been on the computer for this long. So, brother, another Texas running back entered the portal. By the way, Christian Clark, I think, was who it was. Maybe
just now or
no, either yesterday or today. There was another one I saw that entered though.
Yeah, it was a Jet. I think is his name.
But OU and Texas.
Clark, good.
Oh, go ahead. No.
Well, I was just gonna say that's probably obviously it kind of sucks for numbers because we have 2 freshmen coming in, 2 transfers coming in as of now, and I think there's one other guy I'm forgetting about that's still in the room. So depth's all right. Don't like that we got 2 freshmen and one other dude that might not be as experienced because we're bringing these transfer portal guys in. Stark likes to use a lot of people in the backfield, so we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, I don't know.
I do really like Verleek Brown and Hollywood Smothers, man. It hurt when Smothers left Oklahoma, but he said that he was homesick, and he's from North Carolina, so he went back and played for NC State, and so and then he committed to Bama and then flipped to Texas. I figure Texas probably just offered more money. Which, if you're Alabama, it's got to suck to see what you used to do to players on signing day, happening to you now. It's great, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, Alabama, you caused me so much pain as an Oklahoma fan. Like, Jace McClellan, dude, flipping on signing day to Bama to sign with Saban. Like, dude, like, just piss off, man. Just piss off. And I'm sure there's more that I can't remember at this moment. Kamar Wheaton is one, too, who also didn't do shit in college. So you made a great choice, young man. Great job. So according to On3, Texas has had 24 transfers out, and OU has had 27. But they say that the value of transfer on the Texas side is more. Like, you've had better players hit the portal than what Oklahoma has. That's just what this says. And that's also just off of rankings and also off of, I think, production.
Well, I was going to say probably more depth because Texas, we could probably both agree. Texas probably had more depth, but Oklahoma's defense was probably more.
I wouldn't agree that you had more depth on defense because I think OU was really deep on defense this year.
Well, I'm talking about on either side. I think in general, Texas had more depth with some of these guys than Oklahoma. Because Oklahoma hasn't had as good of a recruiting class. Texas, right?
I mean, yes, but that's also been the truth for forever. Texas has always out recruited Oklahoma. That's never, that's always been the thing. But I don't think you guys were deeper than Oklahoma on defense last year, personally. Because, they were going 8 deep on defensive line, and, we're rotating 4 linebackers.
But
like
we're
four
getting Zena
corners.
U back, so that's gonna be good. Kobe
I was hoping
Black,
he
I
was going to
think,
come
might
to
come
Oklahoma,
back.
man. So
I think Kobe
yeah.
Black did come back. I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's another dude I think might come back as well.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Speaking of
Yeah.
coming back, PJ Adibare, that dude entered the portal this morning and then left. It was 2 minutes. That's how long the tweet was up. It was
What were
2
the
minutes.
reports?
So this is what I heard. Again, I don't have sources. I have some friends that are part of some certain groups. That's all that I don't have sources. That's not what I'm saying. What I was told is that he put in the paperwork to hit the portal on Friday, and that he changed his mind over the weekend, but like that paperwork was never removed and it was still submitted. So like I guess when that notification hit that his name was in the portal, they were like, "Oh shit, like we got to get this taken care of." And that's why it was taken down in 2 minutes. Again, that may not even be true.
That was no, there wasn't nothing
That's just what
else.
I was
Like
told.
what changed his mind? He just like, oh, okay, I want to stay
Well,
here.
Alabama's been trying to get him for real. Like Alabama is the team that was offering him a
Ooh.
bag. That's why he entered the portal. Alabama wanted him. Which again, that is illegal. You cannot reach out to, again, I'm sure OU did it because teams are allowed to do it right now with no repercussions. So if they're going to do it to you, you better do it to them. Otherwise, you're just going to get left behind. I don't like it, but man, that's what it is. You have to play the game if you want to win. The odds are stacked against you anyways. But again, that's illegal. It's illegal. You cannot reach out to players and offer them money to come play for your school. It's illegal. But that is what happened. Alabama wanted him. It looks like OU is going to be able to keep him. So love that. He's going to start at defensive end, former 5-star. I think he's going to be a senior this year, either that or like a redshirt junior. So glad he's coming back. But that's 2 years in a row now. One of our starting defensive linemen entered the portal and then came back. Last year it was David Stone, and this year it's PJ Adibare. Hope it doesn't happen again next year with somebody else. So.
It's crazy.
But man, yeah, OU and Texas, I feel like they're doing really good in the portal right now. I'll give Oklahoma State some love. I think they're going to mess around and win 5 to 6 games next year. It's unrealistic to think they're going to win more than that, I think. I mean, North Texas is good, but like how good are they going to be playing for Oklahoma State in the Big 12? Now, granted, the Big 12 is not one of the top 2 leagues in college football. I'd put them at the 3rd spot. Them in the ACC depends on if Miami wins the national championship. But
that kid, the quarterback, he was a 5-star transfer. I'm pretty sure.
DJ Lagway to Baylor?
No.
Is that what you're talking about? Messamaker. Yeah, sorry. I was just thinking of Big 12 quarterbacks. Yeah. Messamaker.
I don't know if it was fake, but I seen a screenshot of the Oklahoma State's rival ranking or 24/7 ranking, and it had 1 5-star. I was like, oh shit, it's that kid.
Well, you know what's crazy for Oklahoma State? They've had 61 players enter the portal. 61. Granted, they only won 1 game, so no harm, no foul. But
they've got fired mid-season.
Yeah, sucks, man. Fired him way too late. But then they also have 40 transfers that have come in, and it's just entirely North Texas. Feels bad for North Texas. They lost their entire team.
Yeah, they're poor.
But that's just college football nowadays, man. And that's why, I get why they're trying to throw G5 teams a bone, but also this year shows why you probably shouldn't do that. So
they're not going to learn. They're always going to include G5 in some aspect.
I don't know. We'll see. I feel like the fans are going to do enough to bring some kind of change in college football soon, because fans are getting fucking fed up with what's happening in college football. And I don't blame them, man. Like, everybody's sounding like a boomer now, and that just is what it is. Like, obviously, unless you're a Texas Tech fan and you can just throw money at anything to solve your problems, or Oregon or Texas, it just is what it is.
Hey, man.
It is what it is.
Hey, lay off.
I mean, you were just talking about how much money Texas got, you got
Cam Coleman. Dude. Lay off.
Anyways, man, brother, this has been super fun doing this podcast. I can't believe we're like 5 months into it now. We may just talk about random stuff every week. Who knows? But we do have plans for this podcast. It's not going to end. We do have 1 more episode left in this first season, though. And it's going to be after the national championship game, which is next Monday. But with the way my schedule works up, I'm probably not going to be free until middle of next week. So you may not get the episode until like Thursday or Friday next week, you guys. But it's going to be after the national championship, and it'll be us wrapping up everything and then kind of letting you guys know our plans moving forward. Obviously, the Untimed Down is still going. NFL playoffs are still going. The Steelers are playing the Texans right now. Go Steelers, by the way. They're winning. but they're still going to keep dropping every week. You guys be sure and watch them. We want this to keep growing.
Facts.
It's only 3-0 right now. But we want this just to keep growing. We're not going to stop doing this. We'll be back with college football probably sometime towards the end of the summer, which feels crazy to say, man. Maybe we'll pop in and do some stuff about college football intermittently, just with big news, because there'll be stuff that happens.
Sure.
So, especially because they're meeting over the college football playoff format this year, it may get moved to 16 teams. So, if they do that, we'll do it a quote-unquote emergency pod and talk about it. But just to remind everybody again, I picked Indiana to win the national championship, 33-20. And I know you picked Indiana, but I'll let you say what you said.
30-20. Yeah, 30-20.
So, all right, man. Well, do you have any last thoughts you would like to get out of here?
Man, I just want to thank everyone, whoever it is, if our friends or not our friends, people, random strangers that watch us on TikTok or on YouTube, whoever it may be. Thank you guys for watching, supporting. It's a start. I hope we're entertaining. I hope we're going to keep pushing. I'm hoping to have some big plans in the future for the Fieldhouse Network in general. Hopefully a lot of things coming. We're going to brainstorm, find some things out for everyone. But just genuinely want to thank everyone, whoever it is, whoever it may be. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for liking. Thank you for just watching 5 seconds of it. We're just two guys from Oklahoma that wanted to do something, and we did it. So we're going to continue to do it. We appreciate the support. As always, please watch the Fieldhouse Network. Untimed Down. It just comes to a close next week. It's gonna be sad.
Season finale next week.
Yeah, maybe we do something special. Who knows? For the last episode of the season, but nonetheless, it's tough. But I'm excited for what the future is hold.
Same, man. Same. So we're gonna do this one last time, but for now, Boomer Sooner. Boomer Sooner. Oh, let me turn that off so we don't get copyrighted. So, all right, guys.
Going outside of the outcome, dude.
No, dude, that was an alarm on my phone. That was an alarm on my phone.
Those shows where the music starts playing, the credits start.
Oh, dude, I know. Hey, I can add that in post. Something will be playing right now when you guys are watching this on YouTube. Don't worry, I'll have something playing in the background. I don't know yet. So, all right, guys, appreciate you. Y'all have a good one. We'll talk to you next week after the national championship for the final episode of season 1 of the Quarterback to Center Exchange, brought to you by the Fieldhouse Network.